Alright, can we just talk about what the hell is going on with Wee Wee? Has he just had a rough 70 years, or is he in Mei Mei's body here? Let's talk about it. So why is Mei Mei even an option? Well, crows. Crow manipulation seems to be all over this chapter, and that's her technique. But it's also important to mention that in addition to the crows, we might have seen Wee Wee's teleportation as well. Like maybe he popped into that conversation with Dabra and then teleported out, which could point to it being his original body. However, even if teleportation was used, and it's not entirely clear, I would still think it was Mei Mei's body and that Wee Wee just found a way to keep his curse technique. This may have been something Wee Wee was interested in understanding after learning it was possible via Kenjaku. Now, obviously a brain swap and a soul swap aren't necessarily the same thing, but if it's theoretically possible here, why not? Now, why would Wee Wee swap bodies with his sister? Well, there's honestly a million different scenarios we could come up with, but at the bottom of all of it, we know that he has a very twisted sense of love for his sister. We know that he values her life over his own. He's literally written over his life to her. And from the fan book, we know that he wants nothing more than to just be his sister's property. So perhaps she ordered him to, right? And maybe she's got some sort of plan going on. I talked about maybe they've been grooming their own vessels in order to swap into younger bodies. Maybe something like that has happened. Maybe in a super dark and twisted sense, like Wee Wee believes in order to be close as possible to his sister, he needed to like become her or something like that. And then finally, on the subject of these kids, maybe the crows could be one of their techniques, but it wouldn't be my first guess. But this does allow me to loop in a question I got from Aji here, which is, can curse techniques be intentionally bred? And that's a fantastic question. I think that Kenjaku is our best example of that in his experimentations with the curse wombs. He was able to mix, Noritoshi Kamo's blood and be able to get out blood manipulation from that, but I don't think it's an exact science, especially in terms of like creating new techniques morphed upon those of the parents. I don't think anyone's ever understood how to do something like that. But in the case of Wee Wee and Mei Mei, like, I wouldn't put it past them, especially if they are trying to groom future vessels for themselves. Maybe they would want specific techniques to go along with their new bodies, assuming that Wee Wee hadn't figured out a way to keep his technique if he moves to a new body. But even if he did, he still might be trying to groom a specific technique for Mei Mei's vessel, if that is what they're doing. So yeah, can techniques be bred? I would say not an exact science, but I certainly think that, especially the elite sorcerer families probably have children trying to hit certain techniques. Anyways, this is such a cool little small background development, and I would love to hear your theories on just what's going on here.